Polytopia just got a major update. Embassies got nerfed, forges got buffed, the tech tree works differently, plus many other significant changes to the game. All of this done to even out the advantage that some tribes have and make them more balanced. But is that even possible? Or do we just have new OP tribes now? Watch until the end for why the Cymanti rework was delayed due to the Polytopia World Championship. Okay, let's learn about the update. The biggest way this update adds balance to Polytopia is a change to the number of stars a tribe starts with. It used to be that all the tribes started with 5 stars and had 5 stars per turn. But that meant that some tribes like Barder, Imperius, Sabasi, Kiku, aka the T0 tribes, could upgrade their capital on the first turn. The economic advantage of these T0 tribes gives them an edge for the entire game. To counteract this massive advantage, the weaker non-T0 tribes now have increased starting star counts. As before, the T0 tribes, special tribes, as well as Ai-Mo and Vengir start with 5 stars. To counteract this advantage, the weaker tribes now have increased starting star counts. Oumaji now starts with 6 stars. Xin-xi, Hoodrick, Quetzali, and Yadakk all start with 7. And Luxidoor is an exception. They start with 2 stars and an upgraded capital that gives them 4 stars per turn. Supposedly, this is because Luxidoor loves wealth, but in reality, it lets Luxidoor get a giant much sooner. Another interesting point about Luxidoor spawns in this update, they always start with the same resources. 2 animals in forests, 2 fruits, 2 fish, 1 farm, and 1 mine. Even on a drylands map, you're going to get 2 fish. And why do Vengir and Ai-Mo get the same 5 starting stars as T0 tribes? Because those 2 tribes got major boosts. There are 2 reasons why Vengir is stronger now. First, there's an important change to the tech tree. In this update, you're able to research tech backwards. This means that Vengir is able to get mining without needing to get climbing first, allowing them to make effective use of that 100% metal spawn rate inside city borders. This also lets Vengir deploy forges way earlier in the game. The other change is that forges can be placed on forest tiles. This gives Vengir more options for optimal forges without having to get forestry to chop. Also, Vengir now spawns with 1 mountain with metal around the capital instead of 2 animals in the previous version. And why is Ai-Mo better now? Ai-Mo starts with philosophy and a mind bender instead of meditation and a warrior. This is a big buff for Ai-Mo, as their techs are just cheaper than any other tribe. Plus, you can still go for the Altar of Peace pretty early. Remember, you can research tech backwards now. So Ai-Mo can pick up meditation in the first turn if they want to forego getting a warrior. Another tech tree change is that in construction, the ability to burn a forest for farmland costs 3 stars instead of 5. This is a buff to Sabasi, who almost always gets construction, but we can also expect it to impact Imperius and Yadakk, who often tech into farms. Next, let's talk about the special tribes. Well, Aquaria recently got an update, so they were not changed. See our Aquarian strategy guide for tips on how to play that tribe now. There's a link in the description. However, Elyrion and Polaris did get some changes. One tribe that did not benefit is Elyrion. They got hit hard in this update. Polytaurs now cost 3 stars. No more double Polytaurs on turn 0. This is a big blow to Elyrion's ability to expand quickly in the early game, though their titanic late game economy is unaffected as this does not impact sanctuaries. Polaris got a handful of changes too, although it's debatable if they are nerfs or buffs. Glide only gives +1 movement on ice instead of double movement, making units on ice have something more like a Shaman boost or the Aquarium bubble instead of moving on roads. Skate also only gives +1 movement. This mostly affects battle sleds, which can now only move 3 tiles on ice instead of 4. However, it isn't all bad for battle sleds. It used to be that battle sleds and Moonies could not move more than 1 when starting on a land tile unless they were on a city or road. In this update, a battle sled can get the full 3 movement when starting from a land tile. Ice fortresses now have escape, allowing them to retreat after attacking. They've also gained the static trait, making them unavailable to become veterans. Ice archers now have the attack value of 1, the same as Faichi, while still being able to freeze units. Do you think these changes helped or hurt Polaris? Let us know in the comments. Finally, there are a couple changes to the game that impact all the tribes. First is the embassy nerf. The more embassies you have, the more expensive they are for you to build in other capitals and for others to build in yours. The first embassy costs 4 stars and then goes up by 2 stars after the next one is built. So the second one costs 6 and the third costs 8 and so on. This increasing embassy cost means less return on investment in diplomacy. However, embassy costs only increase based on embassies you yourself have placed somewhere else. Embassies in your capital or embassies from other players on that capital you're trying to place an embassy in do not impact the cost. The other overarching change affects temples. This really only impacts single player mode like Perfection and the weekly challenge. And in this update, temples grow by 100 points per level instead of 50. This makes fully grown temples give more points than a monument. This change will definitely make early temples more important for those weekly challenge high scores. This update does not have any changes to Cymanti. While the previous beta had some exciting changes to that tribe, those are not in this update. The devs still plan to rework Cymanti, but that will take more time. One reason why the developers may be pushing this update now is that the Polytopia World Championship qualifiers are starting September 13th. We don't have all the details yet on this event, but matches will be set up through the Challenger Mode platform. If you're not already signed up for Challenger Mode and want to compete, see our link in the description. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to get more pro Polytopia content. Join our Discord. Come play Polytopia with us. A link to the Discord server is in the description. Take care. See you on the next one.